So I want to show you a headline that is in a major Canadian newspaper today. So this is Canada, supposedly a G7 country, supposedly one of the wealthiest nations on the planet. So today, in Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's led Canada, this is the leading headline in the Globe and Mail today. In Vancouver, residents resort to dumpster diving to combat high food prices. And it's a long article about how people are having to dumpster dive because food inflation is so high in Canada that people can't afford to eat. And they call it the D-Mart. They have to go to the D-Mart to get food. And the thing is, this is a phenomenon that's happening across the country. Food is so expensive that people are dumpster diving to get it. Also, people are stealing. Food theft is rampant in Canada because people can't afford to eat. This is a headline in the Financial Post from just a few days ago. Why otherwise honest Canadians are shoplifting at the grocery store? Well, I can tell you why. It's because food prices have increased 10+% year after year under Justin Trudeau's deficit-fueled inflationary spending government. But the House of Commons is sitting again today. And while these two things are leading headlines, people can't afford to eat, so they're dumpster diving and stealing. I want to show you what Justin Trudeau is focused on here in Ottawa today. Justin Trudeau blames the Conservatives for Trudeau Foundation woes. Trudeau blames Conservatives for trouble at the Trudeau Foundation. So I'm just going to explain to you, if you haven't been following this, what's happened. So Justin Trudeau, the Trudeau family has a eponymous foundation, so similarly named. It's a family foundation, the Trudeau Foundation. The former Chrétien Liberal government, I think they put $125 million into it way back in the day. But recently, it came to light that the Trudeau Foundation accepted a fairly large, shady gift, a donation from a country that there's a lot of issues with regard to allegations about foreign election interference. So the Trudeau Foundation accepted this check. Then they said that they returned this donation, and then it came to light that they actually didn't return the donation, and the Trudeau Foundation's board quit en masse. Yet Justin Trudeau is saying that it's the Conservatives' fault that his family foundation took a sketchy gift, lied about returning it, and then the board quit en masse. So this is all happening. This is what Justin Trudeau is spending his time on while people are dumpster diving for food and stealing food. So this is a problem. The fact that the Prime Minister of our country is focused on his family foundation taking sketchy gifts instead of dealing with dumpster diving for food, like that is the problem with Canada right now, is that the Prime Minister of our country, his priorities are totally, I don't even know where to start on that. The thing is the other thing that's happening though, at the same time, is that the government they're putting forward censorship bills. There's two bills, Bill C-11 and Bill C-18. Google has announced news bans in Canada, so has Facebook in retaliation to these bills. So Canadians are actually having their government, who is, worried about family foundation donations while they're dumpster diving for food. We're also having to face censorship from the government. I don't know if you're going to be able to see me talk about this as a member of Parliament for how long on these types of social media channels. So in addition to fighting the inflationary policies that are leading to people having to go to the quote D-Mart, I'm also trying to write on long form pieces about what's happening in Ottawa. So, because I don't know what's being censored and what's not at this point in time. We've heard from experts that they're very worried about censorship now that these censorship bills are proceeding. So I just ask you, I wrote a long form piece. The link is in the comments right now. Writing on this particular platform, Substack, it allows me to directly contact you. So we don't have to rely on algorithms. We don't have to go through Trudeau's censorship bills. If you sign up for this newsletter, it's free. You will get it. and it allows me to directly communicate with you. This weekend, I wrote a piece called "In Politics, No One's Too Big to Fail," and it goes through the fact that the Trudeau Liberals have their leadership, or they have their annual convention. The Liberal Party have their convention coming up. My question is, with all this stuff happening with like the Trudeau Foundation, foreign election interference allegations, and I go through all the list of issues, how come the federal Liberals, the party members, like if you're watching this and you are a federal Liberal Party member, why aren't you holding Justin Trudeau to account? How is it that Justin Trudeau has faced no internal scrutiny from his party? So I've laid all of this out in this article. Click on the link in the comment feed. Most importantly, click subscribe so that I can, like, I know that stuff like this is never going to make it into the mainstream media. That's why I'm trying to directly communicate with you, but also so that I can come to you and really show you that what's happening here in Ottawa. So while we have literally people dumpster diving and stealing food because they can't afford it, and I'm sure there are people who are watching this feed right now that you guys, I know that there are people who can't afford any sort of food, and that is a huge problem. But while that's happening, you've got Justin Trudeau blaming his family foundation's problems on the Conservative Party of Canada. That's not leadership. I don't know what to call that. But we are back in Ottawa this week fighting the Liberal government as much as we can. You have to, for those of you who are like, vote of non-confidence, all of that sort of stuff. The problem is that the federal NDP are propping up the Liberals, right? So anytime that there's any sort of vote that could hold the Liberals to account, the federal NDP are propping the Liberals up. And that's the problem. They're in coalition together on all of this stuff. And anytime the leader of the NDP is like, oh, no, that's not our party. The fact that they're letting this government continue while this guy is doing things like this, it's not great. So again, the link in the comment feed, it's so important. Please click subscribe. It's free. It allows me to directly communicate with you, get around these censorship bans that the Trudeau government is so eager to put in place. And there's going to be a lot of things happening over the next few weeks with regard to all of these issues that I've already brought up. And other things like the government, from my perspective here, I'm actually on the other side of the camera, I can see the House of Commons here in Ottawa, is I just see, there's so many problems that are facing our country that are really impacting your lives. And like the Liberal government is so focused on their scandal and dealing with that they aren't addressing the real problems facing this country. And they think that if they censor the media or if they, spend us into oblivion, into deficit spending for their Liberal crony friends, that somehow that's going to fix the problem. We know that it's not. So just know that like the Conservative Party, we are working hard to hold the government to account, but I also need to be able to communicate with you on what we're doing. And if you click the link that's in the comments feed, it allows me to send you my updates as I write them up for you. So click on that link, click subscribe, share this video, share that article, and just know that as the House is sitting this week, these issues, I have to tell you, reading this, I know a lot of people that are struggling. I have a friend who told me that, her sister is in such dire straits right now. She's like, yeah, they consider shoplifting all the time. And this is Canada. How did from 2015, when we had no deficit, we had eliminated the deficit and we had one of the strongest economic growths, how did we go from that to this? And there's one common denominator, and his name is Justin Trudeau. So we're going to keep working hard to defeat him and defeat his terrible agenda for this country. But it's so important that we be able to stay in contact with you. If you click on the link in the comment feed there, it allows me to tell you what I'm doing in spite of, I can't even believe this as a Canadian MP, censorship bills from the government. Anyway, getting over to question period now, working hard for you in Ottawa. Click subscribe, share this video. Have a great day.